All right, everyone. I am here with Timothy Covell, the director and writer of Blood Conscious, as well as our producer of the film, Christina Benke. First of all, thank you guys for taking time out of your day. I know you have a busy day. You're probably doing lots of rounds. So thank you for agreeing to sit and talk with me for a little bit about this movie that you got coming to CFF.
Sure. Thanks for sitting down with us.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just jump right into it. So I checked it out, and I actually did manage to check out your other shorts because I had the time, and I was like, if they're available, I want to check them out. And so, Tim, something I kind of picked up on, it seems like you really enjoy mixing this kind of almost like true crime realistic aspect with this like supernatural aspect. It's something I noticed in like in especially in A Walk on Cutter's Ridge, and then in this idea of kind of this real life situation that could totally happen and is a little more like true crime ish, but then you throw in these slow building paranormal supernatural elements. Is that something that you do intentionally, or do you enjoy like both genres? So you like to mix the two?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I think it's just something that happens. I like mysteries. I like sort of the feeling of something that's mysterious, whether that's when I'm reading a book or watching a film. But for whatever reason, I can't seem to write a story without adding the genre trappings of whether it's ghosts or demons or killers or what have you. I've not been at least up until now. I've not done anything that you might call straight mystery, just a sort of procedural. But yeah, it's something that I really enjoy, and in some ways I'm almost more drawn to it than horror itself.
And then with this film in particular, was there something that was what was the inspiration for this? Was there an actual true crime incident? I know that happens a lot where it's like someone will read about a true crime incident and they're like, "What if this thing happened and it was actually this?" Or what did you draw your inspiration from for this one?
Sure. In this case, it was fictional. We were watching Sam Raimi's Evil Dead 2 one night, and while I was watching it, I thought, if you're familiar with the film, the first, let's say, half of the film or a third of the film is Ash fighting demons in a cabin by himself. And at some point, he's lying in the cabin with a shotgun, blood everywhere, bodies, and the family of the cabin owners arrive to find him this way, and immediately think, this guy's crazy. He's killed our family. Let's lock him in the basement. And as the film progresses, obviously they encounter very real demons that try to kill them. But I guess watching it, I got in my mind, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if you kind of use those superficial plot elements to create a story where you didn't get to know, where we're constantly wondering, like we do in real life, oh, well, do I believe this guy? Do I not believe this guy? Are there demons? Are there not? And like real life, it's not easy to know. It requires a leap of faith at some point. So that's sort of where the idea of the story came from, and then it just evolved from there uh, in terms of location and how we wanted to set up the family dynamic. That type.
Right. And I love the kind of, I mean, obviously, you know, I feel like you got to tap into Raimi a little bit too because, it's an indie film budget. And so, like, I really enjoyed how much you allow our imagination to fill in the gaps, because that way you can kind of dance around, I'm sure, some budgetary constraints and like but you did such a great job of there were so many things that are like alluded to or kind of hinted at, and like I found myself a lot of the time being like, just kind of going like, what is in the woods, like, and kind of filling in those gaps in my head. So I just want to applaud you for that too, because I think it's just a really, I think it's a really clever technique to use while making like an independent movie.
Thanks. Yeah, I think that comes back a little bit to the mystery as well, where that sort of maybe my heart lies more in that direction. So that's something where I'd rather imply than lay everything out right in front of the viewer.
Right. And was this it's your first feature, right? So
Yep.
Yeah.
um what was that jump for both of you? What was that jump like to go from shorts to feature?
Do you want to answer that?
Sure. I mean, I think I would say, and especially looking back at the experience since I've worked on subsequent features in various positions since. For me, I think especially it was like jumping from a smaller pond to a bigger lake, and if I knew it was at the bottom, I might not have done it. It's yeah, it's a huge undertaking, but I think we initially approached it sort of like we had done these shorts together and just sort of approached it like, okay, it's just a bigger short. We'll just, need more stamina and we'll get through it and we'll get the footage and kind of go from there. But the whole process has just been a very taking it one step at a time and, having to learn as we go and how everything worked and how to get it out there in the world. But yeah, um, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if you can about that.
Yeah, I guess for me it was exciting. It was the first time I was able to really take time away from the day job I was working at the time to spend, the idea of spending a week up there in prep with Sungray Cho, the DP, and Alex Lane, the first AD, to sit there and try to, figure out what our days would look like and what the shot lists would look like. That was just an amazing luxury that I didn't have on any of the shorts. And so for me, that put me in a great mindset going into the actual shooting. And so I guess I don't know. For me, it was amazing to have sort of free time away from home. All the shorts had been done. For the most part, have been done in New York City where we live. So it always felt like, okay, real life, kind of trying to juggle day-to-day life while also trying to make a film at the same time. Whereas this felt like what I sort of always imagined filmmaking to be, which is this sort of stepping away from life to just focus on this creative endeavor.
And how long did you guys have to shoot? Like, how long did it take to from start to finish, I guess?
We had 15 shooting days.
Wow.
So we were up for, I think we did like 5 on, 1 off in between. So it was very quick. But yeah, it was very, we were up there on location. We actually stayed at that location that's from the film. Maybe about half cast and crew were there. Other half were at a crew house in the next town over. But so it was very immersive. And so we were kind of like, living and breathing this environment as we were making the film in it. And so it did feel kind of like being in a space out of time. And just kind of living that whole experience as we were doing it, and then it was suddenly over, like almost as soon as it began. So,
I mean, that's awesome. Anytime I watch anything really, I'm like, I wonder how long. And so to have the opportunity to ask and to know you guys did it in 15 days, I'm always like blown away because I'm like, I couldn't do that in 15 days. At least I don't think I could. So like, again, like applause to you. And Christina, I was looking at you got a kind of stacked resume here, honestly. I feel like you've kind of dipped your toes on a little bit of everything. So I wanted to ask, like, do you have a favorite area that do you prefer one over the other? I see, like producer, designer, wardrobe, actress, like just all over the place. So, what do you enjoy the most?
thank you for asking. I've never gotten that question before. I think ultimately I enjoy creative producing more than anything because I my interests do lie in like every little thing. So that's probably the position where you get to be involved in every aspect, and uh, kind of jump around from thing to thing. I mean, I do, yeah, I've done like the wardrobe on all of Tim's films, which I don't know if that will be the case if on the next one or not, but that's a real interest of mine. But I do like to, I don't think I would want to be stuck in one department. I like to kind of see the whole world of it and see how it's all being laid out.
That's awesome. And it's cool that you get to kind of explore and see like what piques your interest the most. One thing I also picked up on in the movie is I feel like race is an issue in it, like a little bit, right? It comes up. That's something I noticed. It comes up a couple times, and it's not like super. It's not like a super heavy theme, but I feel like it's definitely laying there the entire time. And there are the few times that they mention like you know. They'll probably swerve to hit him on the highway, or like who's going to believe us when they come out here. So was that something intentional when you started the writing of the film, or was that something that happened more down the line, maybe when you started casting? Just wondering how that comes into play.
That was present in the original screenplay. I think the reason why it is the way it is because I always felt, well, the whole demon thing, are there demons, are there not, we start to mistrust everyone around us, are they demons, that becomes sort of a metaphor in a lot of ways for maybe not just racism specifically, but sort of larger ideas of bigotry and sort of othering people. And so it didn't really make sense to then also have what you might call hard racism, where it's just very overt, violent racism. And so, but at the same time, because the family is Black, I can't ignore that their situation would be different than if it was a white family up there. So we do have to kind of put that in there to ensure that we're being sort of truthful to how things do function. And especially when they sort of get in these, get sort of embroiled with Margie.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so hopefully we kind of walked that tightrope well, where we feel like, yeah, it is a presence that is something that exists in that world, but that we're not trying to cover up what's actually sort of the sort of metaphor, the sort of symbolic significance of this, the idea of the demon.
Right. And then another thing I picked up on too, and I don't know, it could just be me because I have been told I have a dark sense of humor, but like there were numerous times that the stranger character definitely made me chuckle. There were a lot of times in the movie where he was making me laugh. And so that was something like about 3/4 of the way through the movie when he reappears. I was laughing and I was like, am I supposed to be laughing here? So I'm wondering too if that was intentional.
Yeah, you're definitely supposed to be laughing. And we cast not only Nick, who plays a stranger, Nick D'Amici, but all the actors. We tried to find people who were either came from a background in comedy or were just we found very humorous. Interpersonally, to add some levity to the script, or add some levity to the story, because otherwise it's like basically just it is a film about a mass shooting, which could get real heavy real fast. And certainly there are many good films that deal with something like that, completely dry, straight on, realistic. This is not that film. And so we did want to have those moments of levity sprinkled throughout, just to give people a chance to have a chuckle, or but I tried to be careful never to have people, aside from maybe, I think there's like maybe one brief scene, not have people chuckle at anyone else's demise.
Mm. Yeah, and I think it works great. And another thing, I think it like for me at least when I see things like that, I always feel like it's great because I feel like that's how actual people would react in a situation like that. The entire exchange where he's like, convincing him they're not demons, and he's like, "We're drinking beer," and he's like, "So," and he's like, "Why would demons do that?" And he's kind of like, "Oh yeah, why would they do that?" And so, I mean, I appreciate that because like. It's funny, but also watching it, like that's a thing in my head too that I would probably do. It's like if I were put thrust into this situation, like heat of the moment, it's like how can I convince this crazy guy that I'm not a demon, right? It's like so. I think it works really well, and like you said, it brings that levity that could be because until you even just said it, oh, this is a movie about a mass shooting, like I hadn't even really put in that context of like, oh, this is a movie about a mass shooting. But I think you do a good job of like not like covering that up, but making sure that it doesn't bring the mood down in certain ways.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we want people to be entertained by the film, even if they're moved emotionally by something in the film. Yeah, we want people walking away feeling like, oh, okay, we spent some money on that ticket, and hey, that was fun. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I just want to say thank you. I do want to ask, though, for both of you, what projects can you talk about that we can look forward to in the future?
Well, what we can tell you is something we're doing together, which is very much more of a mystery. In our case, it's a murder mystery versus something. It's very genre, and it has plenty of sort of gritty trappings, but it's a departure from the sort of supernatural horror.
Gotcha.
Rust Belt Noir.
Yeah, Rust Belt Noir.
Rust Belt Noir. Okay. Well, I'm excited to check it out after seeing this, and then going back and checking out your stuff. And for anyone watching this, please, just you can find it online on Vimeo. Go ahead and check out Tim's other work because it's a blast. I had a lot of fun with it. Lots of, especially, I was a big fan of Cutter's Edge, like Stephen King kind of vibes, which I really super dug. But yeah, so go check that out. And again, guys, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And congratulations on a very well done feature film.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much, Ryan, and thanks to Chattanooga Film Festival for screening the film.